Good day, everyone, and welcome to a special breaking news edition of Kayfabe News. My name, as always, is Flippin' Marks, and despite what all these comments on YouTube seem to insist, I have never even met anyone named Simon except for Simon Gotch, and he still owes me $20. That rascal. But anyway, tonight's top story. Remember those WWE Performance Center trainees who invaded the ring on Raw last week and this week were back even though they clearly committed a crime? Well, we have all the information you could ever want to know about them, and then even more, to the point where you'll be like, okay, stop with the information. Also, we'll tell you how you can get your free Kayfabe News cloth face mask. Stay tuned, but first, a word from our sponsor. A word from our sponsor. Guys? No? Okay. Okay, so we don't apparently have a sponsor. Well, how do we stay financially afloat? Right, barely. Okay, that's right, we barely stay financially afloat. Shit. Anyway, did you know that the man who started and writes Kayfabe News, the reclusive hermit known as Colin Hunter, earned a whopping $7 in t-shirt sales last month? That's over at prowrestlingtees.com/Kayfabe News. So people go there, it keeps him off the streets where he types wrestling satire on scraps of paper for anyone willing to throw a few coins in his cup. True story. He literally wrote this sentence, the one that I am reading right now, while sitting in a foamy bubble bath because he went out into the sick, infected world today to buy the latest issue of PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, which is the only publication to correctly predict the state of today's world. I mean, look at this issue from 1991. Trump for WWE Hall of Fame and President and Hell by Stu Stacks. Stu Stacks. My favorite fictional editor of Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Never existed. No such person. Hot damn amazing. Anyway, you came here to learn the identifiers of those scallywags who stormed the plexiglass-encased ring on Raw, and who has the exclusive scoop, as always, is us guyses. Thanks to our anonymous backstage source, we have all the info on these peeps, also known as, like I said, trainees. They had the gall to step into the hallowed ground of a Raw ring before earning that privilege, which is shameful. First up, we have this woman, Pamela Pandemic. Pandemic is known as the silent assassin, and pandemic strikes when you least expect it, even if politicians knew for a long time in advance about the potential dangers of pandemic. Next, this oversized freak who is 6'14" and 304 pounds, and that's after he's gone to the loo. This is Cowboy Ace Bobby Randy Orton Jr., the great nephew of Randy Orton, the step-nephew-in-law twice removed of Barry O, and of course, first cousin of The Rock. We expect big things from this big boy, because Vince McMahon has an obsession with bigness that is surely clearly obvious, not some sort of Freudian sublimation of anxiety over other things. You know what I'm saying. But keep that dimpled chin up, Mr. McMahon. It happens to many of us. I mean, not you, of course, but me, Batista, the President, Val Venus, lots of guys. And who is this scrappy young fellow? Well, that's indie wrestling darling Will Great Blue Heron, who is hugely popular among those who tend to smell the worst. Will Heron is known for his legendary matches in Japan against Kenny Omega, Rick O'Shea, Prince Divot, the golfing leprechaun, and of course, Giant Baba. Next up is college football all-star and NCAA wrestling champion and former Mega League pitcher and star quarterback of the New York Jets and goalie on 3 different Stanley Cup winning teams, and the inventor of CrossFit and a Jim Ross wet dream. Anyways, champion powerlifter Gary Jones. He will be released from the company next Tuesday, but shush, he doesn't know yet. And also, is this face familiar? If you're a fan of deathmatch wrestling, you probably recognize this wrestler as the Necro Butcher. Yes, he got his hair cut, shaved, put on some muscle, removed some tattoos and scars, got some cosmetic surgery, and totally changed his wrestling style. But that's him. That's the Necro Butcher. Now he is known as Chipper Chip Chipperson, a male stripper gimmick. I think he'll do well. We also have Dewey Foley, determined to outdo the hardcore legacy of his father, who of course is the late motivational speaker, Matt Foley. And here's the Fantabulous Moolah, who is the great-great-granddaughter of the Fabulous Moolah, who of course is the auntie to a 16-year-old hand. This chiseled young chap is called Categorizing, and is actually a robot from the future sent to save the life of Katie Vick, who is supposed to lead the future war against the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, and his pyromaniac followers. I mean, you couldn't make this stuff up. This woman is Alison H Stewart, a women's MMA champion who rose to fame in the UFC octagon by making Brock Lesnar tap out to his own signature move, the sharpshooter. She once made Haku tap out to a handshake, so she is tough, and we expect to see a lot of exciting, dangerous things out of this inspiring young lady. And this guy, well, that's Steve from accounting. I'm not sure who let him in. And that's all of them. Now you know, and knowing is half of forgetting. I've already forgotten it all myself because I don't care. Now, changing gears as promised, we are giving away free Kayfabe News face masks. So if you want to step out in style while keeping everybody safe, just wear your very own free Kayfabe News mask. Just go to prowrestlingtees.com/Kayfabe News and buy a Kayfabe News shirt at full price. Actually, you should buy several of them for safety. Then when it's arrived, you know how to make your free mask. Simply just cut it up and then grab the shirt and fold it according to the recommendations of the Surgeon General. You can do it better than I. Secure it with elastic bands, and bingo, you've got yourself a free mask. I mean, I feel healthier already. That absolutely stunk. So it's as easy as that and totally free, kinda. Well, that's all from Kayfabe News for today. Remember to subscribe. Remember to use your millennial I should say, to make this video go viral, whatever. Just make it spread around the internet like an easily transmissible disease. That's not much better at all. Just post the video everywhere, okay? The more people watch, the sooner my captors release me, this whole thing will be over for all of us, I promise. And to quote the late, great Gorilla Monsoon, bye.